Thanks for tuning in, guys. I know it's been a while since I made my last video, but really, I just don't like making videos about COVID. COVID's just been dominating the media cycle right now, and there's not much geopolitics going on, so not many videos I can really make. So, this video today, I wanted to cover what's been going on in the Caucus region. I don't know if anyone's been paying attention, but Armenia and Azerbaijan are about to break out in war, potentially. I mean, it's been a tinderbox for years, if not decades. Really it all derives from when the Soviet Union dissolved in 1991. But even before that, you have Stalin, who was appointed. I mean, he was Georgian, so he was from the Caucasus region. So you have the USSR appoint him to basically figure out how to split up the region. And he, basically implemented a divide and rule kind of policy. What he did was he put Armenians in parts of Azerbaijan so that they would always be in conflict with one another, which was, I guess, kind of smart. But now here we are with these issues that the Soviets kind of created for us now. And then to top it off, they put a big nuclear power plant in Armenia. So now, potentially if war breaks out and it's a total war, I mean, usually it's just in the mountain regions of Armenia or Azerbaijan. But, say it breaks out into where this, power plant is, you can have potentially another Chernobyl. So that's something that, you don't want to have happen, right? So that's potentially cause for concern. Last week, basically, you have, I want to say, 16 soldiers on both sides basically died. It was, one Azerbaijani general who died. So this is kind of a big deal. So there's going to be some retribution on that side. So I know there was some like drone strikes. The Armenians were saying, they've been putting artillery around villages so that they're using their civilians as kind of human shields. So it's just a complicated situation. He said, she said. Who really started the first or who had the first shot? Who fired the first shell? We don't really know. And who knows how many people actually died, because, either side is not going to really admit how many people actually died just to make themselves look better. So we'll really see, coming in the weeks, how this progresses. But overall, from the Trump admin, I really see why he funds Azerbaijan. We gave $100 billion to the Azerbaijanis back in February. You look at Azerbaijan. They have a large natural gas, large oil reserves. So, and then you look at Armenia, they really don't have any natural resources. Unfortunately, there's a huge diaspora that, we have a huge Armenian population in the United States, which is why I would love to support Armenia. But at the same time, too, you have, Turkey, which is, heavily, in relation with Azerbaijan, just strictly based on, pure ethnic, backgrounds, because Azerbaijan's a Turkic nation. Sorry, I can't talk right now. And, look at Turkey and Armenia. They don't even talk right now. They have really no relations. Turkey did. They were one of the first nations to recognize Armenia after the dissolution of the Soviet Union, but still, they're not really on talking terms. They're not really trading. I think there's an embargo, or at least like a blockade on their border where they don't even trade with one another. So then you look at Iran. Iran is also in support of Azerbaijan. So I don't really know why we should be supporting a country that is supported by Iran and also Turkey. But in Turkey's, with what's going on with us in Turkey right now, I made a video a few months back about when we were talking about the Kurds and the Turks. You have a large investment that's in the Anatolia, which is, dams, power plants, airports. It's all where the Kurds live in, southeast Turkey. So with that in mind, Trump was able to basically use Turkey as a corollary of, taking up more responsibility in Syria. So, that's why the relations are improving with the United States and Turkey, because we know that they're going to take more responsibility and we don't need to, send more troops to Syria. So it's kind of that kind of game of, we know if they kind of scratch our back, they'll scratch ours. And they're also, pegged against Russia. So if, the Russians support Armenia and Azerbaijan militarily speaking, they give them both weapons. Turkey supports Azerbaijan, of course, but if the war breaks out, Russia would support Armenia, and then Turkey would support Azerbaijan. So that would be another proxy war similar to Syria that would break out. And then, of course, we'd probably be dragged in. And I would hope that we would support the Armenians, but let's see what the Trump admin decides to do. I mean, the Armenian media is always criticizing Trump because he hasn't been hard enough on the Turks. As a Greek American, sure. I mean, look what's going on with the Hagia Sophia right now. I mean, legally speaking, they played it out in the courts. They're going to turn it into a mosque. But at the same time, too, I mean, if you get conquered in history, I mean, that's what happens. They're going to change the buildings into what they want them to be. That's what happens when you lose wars. You don't see Greek people just bombing parts of Turkey because, hey, that used to be part of our, empire back in, 300 BCE or even 1200 AD. So again, that's one of those situations where the Turks can do what they want to do with the Hagia Sophia. It's theirs, Yes, the Greeks built it, but at the same time, too, it's their, not capital. Ankara is their capital, but it's still one of their major cities. They can decide what they want to do with their stuff. So anyway, back to, Armenia and Azerbaijan. It just really, concerns me, speaking of the nuclear capability, well, the one plant that is there, and it's already been pretty meagerly set up. Like they've already had some errors in the past, and it's in a situation of if even one bomb drops, who knows what can happen. There's already earthquakes there, so I'm just worried. So I just want to keep my eye on it. The media is not really talking about this, so I'd like to just keep you guys updated on what's going on. So thanks again for tuning in, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.